different. That's the thing. This map, it allows strategies like that because of the way it's set out. So
Yeah.
be interesting if we saw something here. I'm pretty sure JayPower probably going to play something a little bit more standard though. Here's our blue Protoss starting up to the top right-hand corner, seeing if he can bring his team back from the current 1-0 deficit they lie in.
Yep. His opponent is going to be teNu from Nuit Blanche. Fair games since 1996, I believe, is their motto. I really like their motto. Actually, it's
just nice, isn't it?
yeah, it's really friendly and really like underlines the fair play that this team is really pushing. As their vision of esports is primarily not necessarily the one where you have the highest finishes and the best results, but for them it's more important that those results come out of having fun playing the game. So let's take a look at the openings here so far. teNu opening with a barracks into a gas straight up, so we'll probably be getting a Reaper for scouting, but it could be something else. Too early to tell just yet. JayPower, a gateway, single gas, not going double gas so far. I really like the way that he is scouting a little bit inside his base with the probe and already putting spotter pylons around his base. That's always nice to see. And he is going to scout out the opening of the Terran.
Yeah, he's going to see that this is going to be a Reaper opening, most likely, and yeah, there's the Reaper. I mean, he saw no Marine being built as well, so he knew that the gas was basically being weighted upon him. Reaper on the way, he's going to actually send his probe down south before bringing it back up. Again, he's just checking to see whether that Marine is going to pop out here. 309, the timing of a Marine.
Yep.
And
he sees no Marines, and he knows this is a Reaper, so he will know to start a Stalker as soon as possible. And he should check his natural expansion for SCVs as well. He is using this probe to do just so, and he will be able to cancel the Zealot, since he now knows that the SCV is inside his base, and he might go for an expansion. There we go. But we have a factory inside JayPower's base, and it's immediately scouted, Wardy.
Yeah, this is crazy, but you know what? He's cancelled the Zealot, so there's not actually anything here to stop this factory coming up, apart from a Mothership Core, actually. So the Mothership Core should be out in plenty of time to stop this, but this is definitely a little bit crazy, and ooh, that Reaper taking a little bit of damage here, and this factory should really knock it up.
Yeah, it really should not, but all it takes is for the Mothership Core to target down the SCV. Let's see if the Mothership Core will be able to do so. Yes, it is. The factory construction has been halted and will have to be salvaged, very likely. This Reaper, though, still being obnoxious here, but fortunately for JayPower, thanks to his micro on the probes, as he was pulling back all those that have been targeted down by the Reaper, only one kill on that, so he only loses one probe. And now with the Mothership Core out, he's going to be pretty safe. He also has a Stalker. Interestingly enough, he's not getting a second Stalker behind this, nor any sentries, and goes into a Robo immediately.
I don't think he needs to. He can be greedy because he knows he's stopped this initial gas output of teNu with this factory.
Yeah.
And he knows as long as it stands there, you know, nothing else can really be built, at least not quickly. So he has much more room to be a little bit greedier. And that's going to be what he does. He just skips any more units, and you know, now he starts up a second Stalker. And you know, but he's already got his Robo on the way, which is one of the main buildings you really want up as fast as possible. Start getting observers out to scout. And of course, then if you need to, you can get them Immortals out as well, or very quickly head into Robotics Bay. But still, it's a little bit too early for any kind of Colossus play just yet. But it would be interesting to, in fact, to see Colossus play in this matchup, because it's something we really haven't seen be so popular for quite a while. You know, it's still there, but the Templar play is just so much more common. Not for long though, with that mine buff coming in, I feel.
Yeah. I think the mine buff will make the mines actually useful versus Templar builds due to the amount of damage they will be able to do. But still, it will not invalidate such a build or such a play. It will just have to... it will just make Protoss players more careful in the sense that they will have to be more aware of does the player have mines or not, similar to what you experience in ZBTs as a Zerg player. But this Stalker, oh my goodness, JayPower, oh, that was so close. 2 hit points remaining on that Stalker. These 2 early Stalkers, this is your lifeblood as a Protoss player. You do not want to lose either of these, but it has gained JayPower a very good piece of scouting information. He knows the Terran player is going to be pushing forward with a little group of Marines. Probably won't do anything here, just other than bait out the 100 energy from the Mothership Core on the Photon Overcharge. Yeah, there it goes, but has to be careful. Good play there by JayPower. He did not keep the sentry at the natural base because he expected such a move that the Terran player might try and move out the ramp, but right now these Marines are completely forfeit. I'd be surprised if they got any more probe kills right here.
Yeah, that was a complete waste of units, really. You know, initially it looked kind of okay, but you know, that's 10 Marines he doesn't have anymore. RO8 on the way down now for JayPower, and we also seen that Twilight Council come up front as well, so just continuing to tech here. Up with only a few gateways, 3 gateways now, and you know, there's no rush for him to really add on them extra gateways until the medevacs really come out. And with his observer flying around the main base, he knows exactly the timing of that. He knows that the reactor is just building on that starport right now, so you know, he knows what's up, and he knows, you know, he can go a little bit longer before adding on his gateways, and there they do come down just now. Stim pack and +1 about to finish up, but apart from that, that's about it. Marine gonna take the tower and get a little bit of map vision.
Yep. And I think JayPower well, he is adding on 2 additional gateways, which is a little bit surprising, but I think he will be going for a blink off of this to defend versus drops and delay his thermal lances in favor of getting that and keeping his Colossus production at the same time. And we do see the blink being queued up. One thing I'm really lacking here, though, for JayPower are the forges, or at least 1 forge. Generally, what I see with this build is 1 forge with +1 armor starting, and then going into +2. And when the Twilight Council is just about to finish up to start that blink, your 2nd forge is finishing as well, and you can go into 2 and blink at the same time. But JayPower doing a faster build in the sense that he skips upgrades in favor of getting more tech and more units out. He's on 5 gateways right now, and he is constantly warping in units, actually, which will delay his 3rd a little bit.
No upgrades is pretty interesting. Like, yeah. I mean, obviously he's going for the faster Colossi, he's getting Blink as well, but I mean, upgrades are something which Protoss is generally just always ahead on. Like, the Terran player, he's almost always fighting kind of an upgrade deficit, but this game, that's something teNu will have in his favor here, and he boosts 2 medevacs straight into 6 Stalkers, and I mean, I don't think anyone expected that to work, but it did, and well, it pulls this whole army out of position, but I mean, there's not really much else for teNu to punish with. And
but a second attack is at the natural base, and a couple of probes will go down before this is being taken care of. Even the Colossus is being threatened, and luckily for JayPower, not enough firepower here from teNu to take that Colossus out. You know, skipping the upgrades really makes me think that JayPower kind of wants to go for a 2-base timing here. Maybe he will start adding on additional gateways right now and try to go for it, using the blink to protect his 2 or 3 Colossi versus Vikings.
The thing is, after killing off so many units, because he's killed off both them dropships as well, he has a huge army advantage here, and you can tell teNu is a little bit worried. He's starting up 4 bunkers as natural. JayPower doesn't commit though, and again, he just starts up that 3rd base. He doesn't really have the gateways to back this up. You know, if he was on 7 gateways already, you know, it's much more of a punch than just 5. And as it stands, teNu, I think he's very smart to just bunker up. You know, he's got his 3rd base finished at the 3rd, but he's not rushing to kind of transfer over there. He's very smart, and once he sees the 3rd base of his opponent, he knows.
This is, you know, despite killing that army, skipping on the upgrades and now trying to make up for it by going double forge, this generally means that JayPower probably will have to play defensively. I mean, without those upgrades, with the Terran getting more and more and more, I think there is a 2nd engineering base somewhere. No, still only the 1 engineering bay here, which I'm surprised a little bit about.
Without an armory as well, he just isn't going to be able to start his 2-2, so this is a good opportunity for JayPower to catch back up in them upgrades, and an SCVC Stalkers on the opponent's side of the map, but should be enough for him to unbunker.
Yeah, the thing is, JayPower has not rescouted the main base of the Terran player, so he does not know that there is no second engineering bay. He does not know that there is no armory in sight. So, as I said, I think he will be playing defensive off of this, realizing that he is behind in upgrades, and he will just try to be teching up. You can see how he is very diligently chrono boosting into those forges to get those upgrades rolling as fast as possible. Normally, 2-2 will have been on the way for the Terran player for at least a minute now. So, you know, this is if only he knew. I'm just going to say it. If only
Do you
he
reckon
knew.
teNu's just going to go for a huge SCV pull? Because I mean, well, okay, there's the armory, there's the engineering base. So it was just a mistake for him, and you know, because sometimes you will see them 2-2 upgrades skip, just so that you can really power up as much army and just then pull everything and go. And
Yeah.
honestly, in this situation right now, it might be one of his better options. Temple Archives is only just about to finish. If he pulled his SCVs right now, he could have a pretty decent shot at taking this game. But as it stands, he's not going to. He's just going to macro up. And honestly, I don't think he can take a fight with only one medevac here. I think he needs at least a couple more to put that healing in. And he sees a lot of Colossi. He should get a second starport too, maybe.
Yeah, if he wants to go for a push, then definitely you need a lot of Vikings in this stage of the game. But with the 1-1 finishing up for the Protoss player, this will actually make the upgrades equal with the Terran army, and the Protoss can start taking fights against him. We have a little bit of a Zealot harass at the third base, and it forces the entirety of the Confederate force here for the Terran player to pull back because of 2 Zealots at the natural base. And JayPower can breathe a little easier, at least for a couple of minutes, knowing that there is no army presence for the Terran player near his bases right now. And this is good news for him as well, since he does have the storm on the way, and it's about 20 seconds or 30 seconds with good chrono boosting on that away from finishing. So once that storm finishes, JayPower is going to be feeling really confident. He's warping in Templars right now. They should have energy for storms once that research kicks in. And since we don't have any ghosts here, I must say, teNu lagging a little bit behind on the tech progression and transitions here.
Yeah, I think he might just not go for Ghost Academy. The style that Pult made quite popular over at IEM. So many Colossi here, and well, the Terran army wasn't in too good of a concave initially, but these Zealots are just absolutely melting, and without any more Zealots, there's not so much else to tank.
We have Storm though, Wardy. We have Storm, and it does land. The Terran player decides to dance right in the rain. But we have 2 more Storms. Good lord, look at that army suddenly evaporating. And you know what? The Protoss player can reinforce very, very quickly with just gateway units, whereas the Terran player cannot. And he lost his medevacs, as you said.
Well, he just didn't even have that many medevacs to begin with, because he was on such low health. Then he stimmed again, and then the storms they barely even took the storms to kill off the Terran army, as it was, you know. And that's just a result of losing a lot of medevacs earlier in the game. And
this is going to be a 3-pronged attack here, Wardy. 2 Zealots being sent into the third base. A Warp is primed to start dropping the main, but we're not even going to get that far as teNu